Okay, welcome everyone to a cast a game here. Got a ranked replay that will run for you in color blue. East side of the map here, it is Underhill. Some of you guys might better know him at player Brute main account. This is the, I guess you could call it a Smurf, up the ranked ladder and trying out some strategies. So, seeing what he's up to here. Other side of the map, you've got Junija. Color pink. Now both players are playing as the Mongol civilian. So on Mongolian Heights. Steps biome. So as Mongolian as it gets, actually. So we're gonna see what happened. Checking out some of the early plays here. Looks like Underhill has 2 scouts out on the map already. One gathering up sheep in the center side of the map. Checking out his enemy's side of the frontier. Out there. Jip looks like has 1 scout, the Khan, going south. Checking out his opponent's side of the map. Like there has yet to be a second scout train. I don't think there is one coming, actually. It's like just an investment in villagers. And there's something going on here. There's a Gur out in the center of the map here, gathering here. We're going sheep for a minute, and that alternate food resource. While Underhill is focusing a lot on lumber. Oh no. I'm blind. There's villagers on sheep. There we go. Right underneath that beautiful town center icon. Looking good there. Holy cow, that's a lot. I went behind the con there. That's 9 sheep. That's a good amount. Good number. Enough for easily and up into castle. Players just those resources, setting up for the next stage of the game here. So 2 minutes 45 seconds in, no signs of age up yet. It's far too soon for that. Just gathering up. Something I noticed about the map here, with the gold mines and some of the berry bushes and stuff like that around town centers. No, they're in interesting locations. Got gold right next to the wood line. That'd be sensible. Berry bushes very far spread out. Can't really quickly maneuver onto each other. You kind of have to plan ahead. Diversify that food investment. A few villagers per bush. Fast villagers on one section. Same with Underhill over here. Gold mine is right next to a tree line. Sensible position. Berry bushes are actually a little bit closer, along with that deer source up there. There's a little bit more scrunched up food that could be of it. Resources here, getting all set up, and some of the sheep are coming home. The Khan coming back to Underhill's base. Jip is slowly getting that map explored. 6 sheep behind the Khan, that's a decent amount. Like, Underhill's grabbing the majority of them though. More sheep. In that river. Still the whole map not quite explored for Bill or Shunich. Slowly but sure getting revealed. Delicious. Alright, well Shunajip is in the feudal age here. First to make it with the Deer Stones and Cam Speed. Underhill is sort of going on the attack here. Scouts harass the enemy Khan and firing off a couple air to some early goofing around here. Underhill is also building it. Putting it right next to the town center instead of next to food resources. A little bit of a different strategy here. See how it plays out in which player's favor. Have to take some allergy. There's that outpost that is stones, helping to defend that food resource for Shunajip. Underhill just focusing heavily on gold and food, putting up tons of resources, presumably for a fast castle. Shunajip is... where are we at on resources? Looks like Jip is ahead. Food gathering. How are the villager count? We got 19 for Shunajip. We got 22 for Underhill. Is a little bit of a discrepancy here with villagers. Slightly more for Underhill. Pulling ahead. I think that... Now this is not a new change, but something that definitely changed the dynamic with the Mongolian Heights maps is the river crossing. Instead of having just little measly crossings that fall off, there's now 5. Still not the most water-friendly map, but you can still sneak war junks or something that heavy ship guard those crossing, but having more actual footpaths to make it across, that's something where you can just get cheeky little second and then drag games out super long. It's a little bit more intentional. You have to really think about whether that wall will serve you. Could be you're focusing too much on very production, fight you. So that's an interesting thing with these maps. Of course, with the Mongol players, that's not at all a concern, as they don't have access. There's going to be none of that going on. For some of the European, Southeast Asia, you have access to walls. Thing. We'll see some early gathering here. There's barracks up for Shunajip. Start pumping out some units here, presumably. Underhill, yet to construct any military buildings, just use that Khan to the full advantage. Going for fast castle with a step redoubt. Probably going to be the first player to reach Castle Age. I do love the step redoubt textures. It's the look of the building is very cool. Something interesting. Looks like Shunajip almost has enough to go for a Castle Age play here. And sure enough, okay, it's happening. We're seeing Rural Tie coming up. Bonuses, healing unit stuff. Putting it right next to the military buildings. Would help with base defense, perhaps. Placement of the landmark. Uvu is also right next to close to what's now going to be a blacksmith here. That's smart. Okay. Solid base building here on both ends. we're gonna do it. We're gonna jip here. What do we see? Scout is, well, the Khan is back in the base. No real idea of what the, same with Underhill. Brodzilla is on the move. It's going forward. Curious to see what's going on here. Curious to see what we're witnessing. There are units beginning to be pumped out, I believe. Cavalry getting trained. You spearmen. A jip, okay. About halfway through this game. See what happens. Man-at-arms on the field. A jip. He's got some lancers. Pretty formidable. Just to be estimated. Very strong. Castle Age there. Easily take out lots of other equivalent of. Anytime you've got that heavy cavalry on, or was too. They tear shit up. Solid production here. More lance now for Underhill. Like two of the units. Okay, here we go. This squad of lancers here is sneaking around the backside of his enemy's base, not letting themselves be known yet. Enemy Kurultai is going right up into Underhill's base. No military support behind it, just... Okay, here comes the army. Guy goes down. Oh, smart, okay. Love it, love this push, okay. You know we're taking this. That is awesome. That's funny. Kurultai goes right up the enemy base here. Smart placement. Now I see what's going on. Put it right up next to me. I mean, heal up when you're not in battle. That is awesome. Awesome strategy there. Yep. Here we go. Underhill now snuck into his enemy's base, taking out villagers by the droves. You going down already. Jump into the town center. Two stragglers that are still on that gold mine that are killed off very quickly here. And they go down, engaging a couple other lancers. Meanwhile, Shonajip's man-at-arms are really laying down the hammer on that wood line. Underhill's villagers, a few went down along with the Khan. Tough loss there as that lumber production got completely axed for a minute, unintended. However, Underhill's got his lancers in the enemy base, taking out more villagers. Up in the town center, there's no outposts, no towers, no extra TCs. There's no room for those villagers to go except for running around getting slain. They do go down, the villagers are dead. All those military units coming out, Shonajip, are nearly going towards the front line, not really training any villagers. Those 15 inside of the town center, while they are firing away at these lancers, are essentially useless because they're idling and resources. Now they jump out, go right back together in sheep, which is going to be necessary in order to keep training more military. That is the risk of debating whether to keep them inside or outside of the town center. In that move here, the squad of lancers retreats to fight another day. Oh my god, this is so cheeky, I love it. Now, I am not a Mongol player. It's very challenging. Very, very good players that this. Despite having played for a while, still a little bit of a noob, admittedly. I tend to really gravitate easier European civilizations. A lot more basic. Food production and stuff. Mongols, it's challenging. No walls. very few defensive things. A lot of the production is very fluid. You're not really putting farms up in steady production. You have to manage it through it. All those pasture hunt and stuff like that. Just a lot going on. Keep it simple. Focusing that army micro the combat rather than economy. Something to work on, but I digress here about their game. Squad of Lancers comes back. And, you know, I gotta wonder what kind of upgrades we've seen for both players. It looks like Shunajip does explain a couple things. There's no sealed arrows, bloomery, fitted leatherwork. There's very minimal upgrades that have been chosen at the blacksmith. Same for Underhill. Looks like we're missing a couple, but has gotten the first two ranged upgrades for the armor upgrades for melee and ranged armor. That does make a difference, as we see that Shunajip is missing the fitted leatherwork, that +1 armor. It does make a difference, because these Lancers here are just going to be that much stronger in combat. That can cause shift in the battle. That's interesting to take a look at that here. Even though it's 1 point, also 1 point less of damage on it adds up. And the gold mine is depleted. Dip space, you gotta look elsewhere for that resource. A lot of Lancers from Underhill still just trolling around, patrolling those waters. And the army's getting into position here for the next. Still coming out. Rained. We got men-at-arms and a crossbow to help take out that heavily armored units. Alright. Pretty diverse army for Shunajip, where Underhill is very focused on heavy cavalry, and they do charge forward here. Maneuvering around. See what they're doing here. Alright, going for the outpost. Raid in out. That should be, I think, 75 resources. Roll them. Like that. But definitely some income there. Ups with many more. Upgrades coming in. The bloomery for that extra melee damage is coming in now. Happen. But for sure. Only just going to Hardened Spearman. What? Plus 20 minutes in, I haven't had Hardened Spearman. Crazy. Underhill, it's understandable. There isn't even a barracks on the field, but jeez, Spearmen are squishy. If they're not even at level 2, it's tough. But we do have Hardened Spearman now. In the castle age. Shepherd out is moving. Old mine, and we're outside base. Main 2. Roll tide goes up. Here's location for that. Maybe just a placeholder for now. Tide start. We are in the final 2 minutes of the game, so we're about to see some kind of a play here. Final attack. Players. Prayer tent goes up. Underhill is looking to start grabbing up some relics here. Almost entirely with a couple crossbows, but pretty much exclusively heavy cavalry there. Whereas there's that works out. Armies tend to perform pretty well when you're fighting a more focused crossbows. Good play an advantage here. However, the sheer number of lances are just so beefy for that 230 health. Could easily overcome even still. 1 minute left in the game here. Who is moving? Jip's coming in. Charge. The smaller force of Lancers and the bigger army of Lancers was engaging him now. Fighting near the Uhu on the river. It retreats. Right back into his forces. And at arms engaging the Lancers. Looks like those Lancers easily overpower the Manadons. Significantly bigger. Now the crossbows exposed, and good game is called. Throws in the towel. That is victory for Underhill. Volmir. Thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned for future games that are out here. Now in the section out of this game. Yeah, I can't wait to start casting some games of Malians vs. Ottomans. People actually start doing that consistently with either ranked play, just casual. It's gonna be really fun. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching and have a great day.